Last year, me and 3 of my friends went on this island trip. One of them had a cousin who owned a small private island that wasn't too far by boat. No signal, no other people, just us, trees, and a little cabin near the shore. It was supposed to be a relaxing weekend. Everything was fine the first day. We swam, grilled food, messed around, but that night, it started feeling weird. I couldn't sleep well. The cabin didn't have proper windows, just screens, so you could kinda hear everything outside. At around 2 a.m., I kept hearing crunching sounds, like footsteps on leaves. I told myself it was just animals, but it didn't stop. It got closer. The next morning, I asked the others if they heard it, but they brushed it off. We all went hiking to the other side of the island just to explore, and that's when we found something that made us uneasy. In this small clearing, we saw ashes, like from a fire, and sticks tied together with old fabric, shaped like small people. It looked like someone had been there recently. We got quiet after that. Nobody said anything, but we turned back. We all felt it. That kind of feeling where you know something's wrong, but nobody wants to admit it. That night, it rained hard. I stayed awake again, and I swear, I heard rustling around the cabin, like someone was walking slowly in circles. I was too scared to move. The others were pretending to be asleep, but I could tell they were awake too. Nobody wanted to check. The next morning, we found boot prints outside. That's when we started packing up, fast. We didn't even eat breakfast. The worst part was, when we got back to the boat, there were new footprints leading to it. Like someone had walked up to it and then walked away. None of us said a word the whole ride back. We just wanted to get off that island. I don't know who else was there or what they wanted, but we definitely weren't alone, and I never want to go back. A few months ago, I joined a school trip to a remote island. It wasn't a fancy resort or anything, just a quiet place with beaches, trees, and one old lodge we were all staying in. There were about 20 of us, mostly classmates and a few teachers. No signal, no Wi-Fi, just nature. On the second night, a few of us decided to sneak out and walk by the shore. The beach looked cool at night, with the moon reflecting on the water. But as we were walking, we saw this light flickering deeper into the woods. It wasn't from the lodge, it looked more like a flashlight. We thought maybe it was a teacher looking for us, so we followed it. But when we got closer, the light went off, just like that. We stopped, waited, but nothing happened. Everything went quiet, like really quiet. We got weirded out and decided to head back. That's when we realized we had no idea where we were. We had walked too far and didn't notice. We kept walking in one direction, hoping it was towards the lodge, but the trees looked the same everywhere. After a while, we saw the small shack. It wasn't a part of the trip. and we didn't even know it existed. It looked abandoned, but the weird thing was, there were footprints around it. Big ones. We didn't even think twice. We ran and didn't stop until we hit the shoreline again. The problem was, it wasn't the part of the beach near the lodge. We had ended up on the other side of the island. It took us hours to get back. We kept checking over our shoulders because we swore we heard someone walking behind us the whole time. When we finally made it back, everyone was still asleep. We didn't wake them up. We didn't even talk about it. The next day, one of my classmates pointed something out. On the side of the lodge, near our window, there were footprints, big ones. The teachers didn't say anything about it. We left the island the next morning, and I still think about those footprints. Whoever made them wasn't with our group, and we never figured out who they belonged to. Last year, my cousins and I stayed on this private island our uncle owned. It wasn't anything fancy, just a small beach, a bunch of trees, and an old house with no signal. The place was peaceful during the day, but at night, it felt weird. Quiet in a way that made you uncomfortable. One night, I couldn't sleep, so I went outside for some fresh air. I was just sitting near the trees when I noticed a small boat docked at the edge of the island. It was weird because we were told no one else was coming, and the boat wasn't there earlier that day. I stared at it for a while, thinking maybe it drifted in from somewhere. But then I noticed footprints in the sand, leading away from the boat and towards the trees where I was sitting. I stood up and backed away slowly. I didn't hear anything and didn't see anyone, but the thought that someone was out there with us, walking around, freaked me out. I went back inside and locked the door. I didn't wake anyone up, just waited till the morning. When the sun came up, I told my cousin about it. We all went to check, but the boat was gone. But what made it worse was when we looked at the edge of the woods, we found a pile of ashes, like someone had made a fire there, and it was still warm. We tried to joke about it and brush it off, but none of us went out alone after that. We left 2 days later and didn't talk about it again. But I still think about that boat, who was on it, why were they there, and why didn't they ever come forward?